The Lives of the Saints, by Father Alban Butler. June 23rd, Saint Lietbert of Cambrai. Lietberto, or Leber, was descended from a noble family of Brabant. His uncle was Gerard, the Bishop of Cambrai, with whom he was educated and in whose service he served for a long time as archdeacon, first and then provost. On the death of the bishop in 1051, the clergy and the people elected him as his successor. Once the Emperor St. Henry ratified the appointment, Liberto was ordained priest in Chalon and consecrated bishop by the Metropolitan in Reims. He acted as a true father to his flock and not only worked with indefatigable zeal for their spiritual welfare, but also defended them from the extortions and oppressions of the Castellan of Cambrai. In 1054, Liberto undertook a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, accompanied by a group of people. The party had reached Laodicea when, to general consternation, it was reported that the Saracens had closed the church of the Holy Sepulchre, and that at that time it was very dangerous to travel to Palestine. Many of the pilgrims therefore returned to the point of departure, and only St. Liberto and a few companions resolved to persevere. They set out on the voyage, but contrary winds diverted the ship toward Cyprus. The crew, fearful of falling into the hands of pirates, steered the ship back to Laodicea. As new difficulties kept arising, the pilgrims finally abandoned the enterprise without having seen the Holy Land. On their return to Cambrai, St. Liberto, to console himself for that failure, built a monastery and a church to which he gave the name of Holy Sepulchre. To one of the monks of that monastery, named Rodolfo, we owe the almost contemporary biography of the founder. Thus we know that from that time the bishop dedicated his days to strictly fulfill his pastoral duties, and that often at night he went barefoot to the church to win many enemies. On one occasion, the henchman of Hugo, the Castellan of Cambrai, whom the bishop had excommunicated for the excesses of his conduct, fell upon him by surprise and locked him in the dungeon of the castle of Oisy. Arnulf, the Count of Flanders, rescued the kidnapped man, and shortly afterwards Hugo was expelled from Cambrai amidst the general rejoicing of the population. Apparently, the last service performed by St. Liberto, in the last days of his 20 years of episcopacy, was this: the city, surrounded by the invading forces, was in imminent danger of falling before an enemy attack, but the bishop, who by then was very ill, was driven in a litter to the enemy camp, and thanks to his presence, his eloquent reasons and his threats convinced the invaders to withdraw without having given the blow they planned. St. Liberto, or Liber, died on June 23, 1076.